when we're talking about leadership, the number one thing to remember, it's not about you. It's about the people you're working with, the impact that you are having on individuals and seeing their potential. I think that's the number one thing. When I think about stories, I always want to go back to my time in urban schools. Why is it that students of color are not enrolled proportionately as they should be in world languages, specifically in that case, German? So I took a job teaching German for a year, I thought, to do a little research. About the first week I taught, one of the kids raises his hand and he says, why should I take German? I'm never going to be able to use this. And I said, ooh, that's a really good point. Let's talk about that. You know, that whole inquiry-based process really worked, where they started to feel valued. And guess what? The answers came from them. Well, my sister's a soldier in Germany. This was back in the late 70s, early 80s. And she brought back some really cool things. And another kid says, well, I love their cars. And so we went on. And wow, I guess we kind of have some reasons we want to learn it. It came from them. I think too often we define research in a very narrow fashion. For example, you know, when we do our annual reviews at the university, it's always how many citations. And my take on that is I always look at how many people have actually downloaded my work. Now, I have a couple thousand citations, fine, but 270-some thousand downloads of my work, which means that teachers are actually reading it. And that, to me, is my purpose. That's my intent. But to me, as a teacher educator, what is the impact of that research, and what does it mean for the teacher in the field who really, you know, needs to know what and why and how to do something to improve learning? We recently put out a book, it's not so recent, 2015, on mixed methods research and language assessment, because I really believe that the research fields, you know, it's divided into quantitative and qualitative work, but mixed methods takes both of those venues and puts it together. So you look at the statistics, you look at the quantitative number side of it, and then you look at the qualitative and the verbal side and what people tell you from their experience, and the confluence of those two, the mixing part, the integration of that data tells us not only what, but why, more importantly, how. What I would call flow, Csikszentmihalyi's term of flow. You're so in the moment, you know, when you hear a beautiful piece of music, or you're able to communicate with someone in a different culture, and suddenly you become educated because you have access to their language and understand something from another whole perspective. Eliminating that only leaves you with work. And what do we know? What have we learned from the pandemic? When lack of socialization occurs and isolation is the theme of your life, mental illness becomes very high. And as a result, depression, anxiety have risen. So we really need, especially world languages, where it's the only place in the curriculum where the medium is the content, and the medium is communication, and the content is communication. You have the ability now to communicate with a peer using another language in which you communicate. For example, how would you describe your best friend? Get involved. I had no idea when I was in the modern language department about state organization, language organization. I was so focused on literature. Someone took me to one of the state conferences. You know, I'm one that kind of has ideas, and I don't shy about saying them sometimes, but I never, you know, I just ask, how about this? And so I got elected on my first meeting as an instructor. So get involved at the local level, and then get to the state level, go to the state conferences, listen, learn, be open. Growth is inevitable. Change is a choice. I took the challenge. I'm one of those that kind of says, okay, I'm going to try this. And, you know, what was it, Edison that said, I failed my way to success? That's kind of what I did. You know, some worked, some didn't, but challenge yourself, try out the new things, have an open mind, and then get involved. Eventually, as you get involved, you become, it goes from local to state to national and then to international. You grow when you're uncomfortable. And you don't grow alone. It's just like trees grow only in groves. They don't grow alone. So surround yourself by people that really inspire you, that help you grow. And don't be afraid to fail, because failure is the best insurance that you will succeed. Be passionate, be persistent, and you too will be successful.